I am Elise Hart, 29, and 2 months ago my mother called the night before my sister's engagement dinner to tell me not to come. The restaurant has a strict head count, she said. It would be easier if you sat this one out, you understand. I did. I had been understanding since childhood. My sister Camille was the family's achievement. Her birthdays matched, her college letter was framed, and strangers heard about her promotions. I inherited her clothes and the habit of becoming quiet before anyone could dismiss me. Nobody noticed that I could taste everything. I knew when soup needed acid, when butter was salted, when tomatoes came from a can. My mother called me fussy. My father called cooking a hobby. Camille said kitchens sounded exhausting. At 17, I applied secretly to culinary school in New York. When I was accepted, no one framed my letter. I worked 2 jobs and shared an apartment with students testing sauces at midnight. There, obsession made me useful. After graduation, I spent years in brutal kitchens, first unpaid, then under a chef who rarely praised anyone but taught me to make every plate intentional. He later recommended me for a sous chef position in Nashville. 18 months later, I became executive chef of Juniper House. My family knew only that I worked somewhere in food. Once my mother told a friend, "We hope Elise finds something stable." I was beside her, already running a busy kitchen. Camille's engagement dinner was booked at Bellwether. She called a week beforehand, not to invite me, but to announce it. 2 days later came my mother's excuse. I did not argue. I worked. That morning, a national food magazine published its Rising Chefs issue. My photograph filled a page. The article described Juniper House, my menus, and a farm partnership I created. It quoted me saying, "I learned to cook where nobody saw me, so I make food that refuses to disappear." I had already forgotten entirely. Bellwether had not. Its menu included produce from our partner farm and a note naming me. At 7:30 during service, Camille's future sister-in-law lifted the menu card. "Is anyone here related to Elise Hart?" she asked. "She was named one of the country's best rising chefs today." My mother stared. "She is our younger daughter," she said. "She works in food." Within minutes, half the table opened the article. Someone showed Camille my photograph and said, "You look alike." Camille answered, "Yes," as if it hurt. Then my mother tried to rewrite history. She told the groom's family they were proud of me, but I was independent and rarely stayed in touch. My Aunt Lorraine interrupted. "Elise stays in touch with me and Grandma. She invited all of you to Juniper House twice. You never went." The table fell silent. Camille's fiancé, Daniel, cleared his throat. "Then we should go. I have heard it is excellent." By dessert, 4 guests had congratulated my parents. Each time, my mother accepted praise for a daughter whose work she had never understood. Camille's engagement became the second most interesting event at her engagement dinner. I knew none of this until nearly 11, when I checked my phone behind the restaurant. 14 missed calls waited. I called my grandmother first. "Why didn't you tell us?" she asked, voice trembling. "Tell you what?" She read the article aloud. When she finished, she said, "Elise, you are extraordinary." I sat on a concrete step in my stained chef's coat and cried silently. Camille had left a voicemail. "I don't know how you made tonight about yourself without even coming," she said. "You could have warned me." I deleted it. My mother called 2 days later. Her message praised the dinner, suggested we catch up, and blamed our distance on communication problems. She never apologized. My father texted the following week. He said they wanted to visit Juniper House. I waited 12 days before answering. "Tell me when you are coming. I will reserve a table." It was not forgiveness. It was an unlocked door. They arrived on a rainy Thursday. I sent out the same tasting menu every guest received. From the kitchen window, I watched my mother taste the tomato broth and close her eyes. My father asked who had created each course, though my name was printed on the menu. After dessert, I stepped into the dining room. My mother stood. "We should have come sooner." "Yes," I said. No speech followed. None was needed. Camille had refused to join them, and I understood that too. Later, Grandma visited alone. I cooked for her at the chef's counter, and she applauded after every course until the staff laughed. Now the article hangs beside the pass. Not for my family and not because I need proof, but because I built a life in rooms where nobody was watching. The work became real long before they recognized it. Every morning I unlock my kitchen, I choose what belongs on the plate, I decide who gets a seat. And I never again wait for an invitation.